Well, I suppose let's do this. Are you live already, Emmett?
I am live right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'll
I can
start
hear
it
you
on
now
my
as
end.
well. But I can mute you. I can mute you if you want me to.
Oh, it's alright. I don't care. Oh, I don't care. I'm live on my end now too. Your feedback is shit though.
Mine?
Mm-hmm. It kind of goes up and down. It's alright though. I can still hear you.
Oh, I see.
That should be a lot better.
It is a lot better. Sorry. What's going on?
That's my question. It's been a wild week.
Ah, it's been more than a week for me, but yeah.
It's just been wild.
We got double audio going on here.
Yeah, a little bit. It's
Is it
not
from?
that bad on my end. It's probably probably you had the same issue on the last live realizer.
Only with Achilles because he had his speakers on.
Yeah. I don't hear any echo or double audio or anything.
I only hear it on my end. But I just muted and it's not me.
Okay.
I think it's Jess, but
It
I'm
could
not
be.
sure.
Yeah, it could be. It could be me. Cause my internet shit's all fucked up lately.
It happens.
Yeah, there's not much I can do about it at the moment with my situation that I'm dealing with.
Hold up. Hello, I still live. I can't unmute the tab. Jesus. Let me check if it's something on my end real quick, just to be completely sure.
It's probably me.
Happening right now?
Hmm?
I was just trying to see if it still happened.
I don't know.
Okay, so I don't think we have a fix for it. I don't know. Everything is muted on my end.
Do you want to try restarting real quick, Jess, or no?
Okay, so I don't think we have a fix for it. I don't know. Everything is muted on my end.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't care, I don't care. I was just suggesting. Do you want to try restarting real quick, Jess, or no?
Okay, so I don't think we have a fix for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Definitely on Jess's end, because she just muted and it went away.
How you doing, Real Life Network?
Not too bad. How's it going on it?
Doing good. Yeah, I have a debate coming in a couple of hours. Not
Oh,
me.
really? Who's the debate?
I'm just gonna moderate, but there's a debate between Steelman and Big Soda about free speech.
Yeah, it is. That's why I did that.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you want to try using your headset, Jess, instead of the regular mic or something? Maybe that'll work.
Now, I was surprised of the whole thing. So I'm just trying to figure out what happened. That's gonna be the idea of this small
Gotcha.
interview.
Yeah, well, ask away, I suppose. I mean, the basic story is kind of there in the
Hang on
video
a
as
second.
far
You
as
guys keep talking.
okay. But yeah, the basic story is pretty much there on that video that we posted earlier. It's just kind of a conglomerate of issues, I suppose you could say.
Well, yeah.
Um,
I mean, I can start with the beginning of the issues and what the claims are that I saw in the video. I haven't watched it all. I started watching it.
oh,
Um,
okay.
and we can go from there and just try to get the picture of the story and be easier for everybody to understand it. Because sometimes drama is this way. It's like people know stuff, and the people that don't know that stuff are just completely in the dark and they don't know what's going on. Yeah, you're a little bit low,
I don't
realizer.
know
If
if
you
it's
can,
gone. You'll have to let me know.
it's gone. Okay. Okay.
How's that then?
Uh, now you're a little bit too loud, but it's fine.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
Yep, shoot. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Awesome.
Come back. What the fuck?
So, for what I remember, Are We Not Men was like the main mod for a while, and you
Yeah,
were
I
going
don't know if I can
strong,
fix it. You
and
wanna-
everything
It's
was
it's
going
not
fine.
happening right now, Jess. Sorry, Emmett. It's not happening right now, Jess. It's pretty much good if you just keep it how it is now.
Yeah. Okay. So as I said, what I remember last time I was like in your channel and everything. Like, Are We Not Men was the main mod, and everything was pretty much going well with with all of you. Was there like an incident or something that happened that created all of these problems, this infighting?
Um,
Incidences?
what, Jess?
I said you mean multiple incidences?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Why don't we start with the beginning? Like, what was the first thing that made you like have a problem with him?
The fact that he thinks he can do no wrong, and when he's called out on shit, he tries to deflect and say he's being gaslit.
Yeah, I'd say like probably the main part of all the issues kind of started around the whole like grid beef and all that stuff. Like when we were going back and forth with grid, and he was kind of giving Jess shit during that whole time, and he was throwing off like some kind of jealousy shit of the fact that like I was up on panel talking about things, and Yeah, it was just kind of weird. That's when he kind of started giving Jess shit and just causing problems. They had like, I want to say like 3 or 4, maybe even 5, like full on like arguments to where they stopped talking to each other for a day during that whole thing. Because I don't know if you remember, but the whole grid thing kind of went on for like a week, and it was funny because it took us like a whole week just to even start covering it, and partially that was because of he and Jess arguing back and forth about various things. So that was kind of like when the arguing kind of started.
So
Um,
he didn't want to cover the whole grid stuff, or what was like the
he
main issue?
he did, but he wanted it done like his way, not Jess's way or whatever, and he wanted it done a specific way because he was worried that he was going to get blowback through Rob's channel and Rob was going to be pissed. So he wanted to try and vet everything to make sure that nobody said anything that would make him look bad and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So every time Jess made one of those videos or, um, we did any sort of like what we're going to talk about for one of those streams or like what we were going to cover, reacting to what Grid was saying on his channel, it was pretty much like, oh, he was like, I need to approve it and blah, blah, blah. So he wanted to like vet everything. But part of that was that he couldn't because he wasn't around because he hadn't been employed for a long time because of this whole like he fell off a ladder thing and almost died or something like
he
that.
broke he broke a bunch of ribs. He fell off a ladder and broke a bunch of his ribs. But it actually started a little bit before that, a little
Yeah,
tiny bit before that, where I'd call out certain things where he'd fucked up because you guys know what I'm like, and I call people out on their shit, and I would call him out as well, but he would fucking like bitch out about it and go, "Oh, I can do no wrong. I'm always right. I like his need to be right is way worse than any fucking woman I've ever even come across.
yeah, agreed.
That was
I do nothing wrong. I'm always right." And it's like, dude, just own your shit. And he refused to own it, and that's what fucking that's what where the arguments really started. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
Realizer became a mod, and he became an admin. He got pissed because I made Realizer a mod and an admin without talking to him or without him being able to say so. And he's like, "I'm the boss. Like, you can't do that without telling me." And I'm like, "It's my fucking channel. I can if I want to." And he didn't like that very much.
yeah.
yeah. I had
So
I
then
had
that
people.
then that was an argument as well after that.
Yep. And then
Yeah, I
another
had
argument was
I had people
Hang on,
tell
hang
me
on.
like how to run my stuff, right? And it's my channel at the end of the day. Like it's your channel at the end of the day. You are the one that's gonna be doing what you want to do.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah.
he reckons he built my channel.
Yeah, he thinks he built Jess's channel. She would be nobody without him, he says. So
Yeah, I invested all this into your channel. It's like, dude, all you did was sit there and fucking try and tell me what to do constantly and go, "Do things my way," and fucking and then when you fucked up and did things wrong, it's like, "Oh no, it's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. You're just gaslight." Whenever that dude's confronted with the truth, he just says that everyone's gaslighting him and plays victim. He's the
hmm,
biggest victim fucking player I've ever seen.
yeah,
So pretty
it's
much what
unfortunate
happened,
actually.
pretty much what has happened is you went on, you started doing the whole coverage of the greed drama, and he got PC about all of that because he thought he was gonna get like blowback and wanted to vet everything.
Uh
Yeah.
kind of like we were arguing about that shit, but he was also pissed off because like that started a lot of the arguments between me and him. And I'd be arguing with that cunt. And then like fucking 10 minutes later I'd be going live and defending him. And it made me pissed off too because like he would come into the chat and act like nothing happened. I'm somebody who I like squishing beef. Like if I got a problem, I'll come to you and tell you I got a fucking problem. I don't like the whole let's pretend like nothing happened and everything's great and merry when it ain't. It's not what I'm like. But I also didn't want that public where everyone's watching us bitch at each other. So he would think that that would mean that he had squirmed his way out of whatever we were arguing about. And then I'd go, no, let's go back to the fucking point. And it'd just be the same shit of, oh, I did nothing wrong and I can never do anything wrong and you're just gaslighting me and it's all your fault. And try and blame me for it too. Which, you know, that coming from a man is like, it's hard to respect that shit.
I find it
So
also
I started
interesting.
losing more and more respect for him with him doing that. And then I added Realizer to my mod chat that I had in Discord. And I was having phone calls with Realizer about the channel and about fucking different stuff. And he could, because when you got people all together in a group chat, which you probably already know this, you can see when who's in a call and who's doing what in the chat. So he could see when we were talking and shit, and he didn't like that we were talking while he wasn't involved, and he would he would come into the call and go, "Oh, what are you talking about? What are you doing?" Like and shit like that.
Yeah, and we'd troll him a little bit and just be like, "Oh, nothing," and we'd just
Nothing. We're
act all
just talking about
yeah,
we're talking about stuff and other stuff, and we're talking about cakes and shit like that.
yeah. And then he started to get really pissed off about that,
Yeah.
so we kind of
Oh,
had a
but
little,
but
it was a little
but
joke. Yeah,
what what are you talking about that takes 9 hours and blah 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 and oh, there's nothing you could be talking about that takes that long. And it's like, dude, I have 9 hour conversations with you, you fucktard. You just don't like that I'm talking to somebody else other than you.
So, if I remember correctly, this whole thing drama with Greed started because of Are We Not Man, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yep. Like, it's funny because everyone would tell me that we acted like a couple and all this shit. A lot of people thought we were like in some kind of weird relationship. Which, like, I used to kind of laugh that off. And I was like, nah, that's not true. That's not the case. Until I started fucking giving my attention to another dude the way that I was with him. So I started talking to realize more about the channel and stuff like that. And I started actually listening to some of his advice about what he thought would be good for the channel. And he started to get really pissy and jealous about that shit. And he started acting real fucking weird. And that's when I started actually questioning, does he actually have fucking feelings for me or what? Because this is friggin' weird. And he started, as soon as Realizer came in the picture, he started saying, I love you. I love you and I just want to give you a cuddle and like all this stuff. I miss you and a bunch of shit. And it got to the point where I was like, yeah, I can't even deny that you have feelings because you're making it that fucking obvious that I can't even just go, oh nah, it's all good. It's just bullshit. Because the way he was getting fucking jealous, he would pop in and out of the calls just to see what we were talking about and what we were doing and shit when it had nothing to fucking do with him.
yeah.
Just
Even
he
on
was
like
so jealous and he couldn't stand it.
yeah, even on like his like 15-minute breaks at work and shit like that, and his lunch break, he'd pop in, like try and listen to what we were talking about, and then leave.
Or say, good morning, or I'm on my way home. I'll call you when I get home.
Yeah, shit like that.
Okay. Um, I this is something I read in one of the chats, and you don't have to answer this, obviously. But you were telling him once that you asked him some kind of favor, and like he didn't help you, or he dragged his feet to help you. This was in lower class. I don't know if you remember.
Uh
If
Yeah,
do
we're
you
getting
yeah,
there. That's later in the story.
That's later in the story.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
let's go back then to this. We'll move there in a second. So this was happening. You had your channel. You started like taking
This was all during
other
the
people
grid stuff.
advice. Yeah, this
Yeah,
this
this
is
was
during
All
the
all.
this
grid
was
stuff.
all during the grid
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, all this just during that week, and then after that is when like kind of we ended the grid stuff. See, what I was trying to get to is like he had just gone back to work from his whole like almost died on the ladder thing. So this was that. So when we did the grid drama was his first week back to work in like months, and so he wasn't around to like do his little thing where he was like, I want to approve everything and blah blah blah, and then he would get home, and then Jess would be like, all right, are we doing this? And he'd be like, no, I haven't watched anything yet. I need to vet everything first. And she's like, fuck you, like we're just gonna do this shit. I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah, I got
And
sick of fucking. I got
yeah,
sick of that shit, so I started organizing shit with Realizer, and we started talking more about the channel. And he was kind of like doing whatever the fuck he was doing, and I would just go live and just go, yeah, and just do it without him,
yeah,
without him even there. But he would still show up and act like nothing was going on.
Yeah, I
hmm
remember that when the whole thing started, that specific week, it had been like a month since the whole drama started. So I found it weird that it was starting so late. If I was gonna have like a drama stuff going on, I would do it, while it was happening. That's how I see it when it comes to kind of content. But
Because
that,
he was
yeah,
too
yeah,
much of a bitch. Even though it was someone else fighting his battles for him, he was still too much of a bitch to get it done.
yep.
okay, so
But this
he's
is
kind of
like we
Oh,
said,
off.
this went on
Realizer.
for this one. Yeah.
What did you think when you first heard Are We Not Men Speak? Because most people on here have never heard Are We Not Men Speak. What did you think?
Uh, like think like stoner California Valley Girl. That's pretty much it. But yeah, like this whole thing was the first, because like I said, Emmett, this drama has gone on for like the past 2 months now, so it's been ongoing, offgoing, ongoing. Like she's given him more than enough chances to you know stop his bullshit, essentially. And then the main drama, kind of the one that you wanted to know about, happened after all this. So you know about Jess's kind of like hiatus because she's been moving around and all that stuff. We can't really talk too much about that
Mhm.
because it's all
Because I
kind of,
thought
yeah, because of court things. But essentially, the main gist of everything is I think I can kind of say a few
you
things
can,
about it.
you
Yeah,
can. I can't
yeah,
speak on
yeah.
it though.
So essentially, um, he's been a mod for a long time, so he's been in calls and stuff with Jess, just like I have, to where he has kind of heard some of the things that have happened, in the background of her living situation, like
With my
on,
ex. All right,
yeah,
hang on. I got to give him some context. With my kid's dad, I have not been with my kid's dad for over a year. So
she lived with him. Yeah,
I was living
yeah,
with him, but I was separated from him. So we were together for like 8 years, and then I spent just over a year living with him, but we were separated. But I didn't tell anyone publicly because I didn't want any attention or any like shit coming my way from people. I wasn't interested in anything, so I didn't want people publicly knowing yet. So I didn't make it public. But Are We Not Men and Realizer both knew this.
yeah.
Um,
So essentially, yeah, we had heard things that kind of went on. So it's like kind of being a witness to some of the bullshit that happened. And I mean, Are We Not Men even, spoke to the guy a few times and stuff as well. So he knows what was going on. Um, and it came down to where he was trying to pull some shady shit and, you know, kind of trying to make false statements and get Jess in trouble for some shit that happened, pretending like he was innocent when all of us who had been in the calls like knew what was going on. Um, so yeah, the whole thing was that he was asked to make a statement about what he's witnessed, and at first he wanted to make sure he was going to get paid again, and
Mind you,
yeah,
hang on, I want to add something there. Mind you, I gave him a payment. Like I paid him before I even got paid from YouTube. So
yeah,
before I even got a single payment from YouTube, I gave him like almost 2 grand Australian.
yeah. It was like 1,200 or more
Mhm.
US.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Which is like actually that's over 2 grand Australian. So
yeah,
and that was before I'd even gotten anything from YouTube.
yeah. This was like right when she first got monetized, kind of during the whole grid drama. Um,
Yeah, a
like
little
right
right
before she even
around.
got her first. Yeah, yeah, right before she even got her first check from YouTube, because she told us all when she had actually finally gotten it. She was like, "I got my first check from YouTube," and like we're all like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." But yeah, she paid him before she even got it. Um, yeah, and then so when he was asked to do this statement thing, he wanted to make sure he was going to get paid for the last 2 months, and that he wasn't doing anything unless he knew that. And then that's when she basically told him to fuck off,
Mm.
because he was obviously fine with her getting screwed over in the courts, and not
Yeah,
not
no,
being
not even
able
help with
to.
that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, why get?
Calling me his best friend and saying I love you and all this other bullshit. And, oh, I'm helping you and all this other crap. But when it came to the crunch of something serious, which is my kids, and my kids, you guys all know my kids are my fucking everything. You don't get in the way of that shit. You don't fuck with my kids, or
Yeah,
you're gonna be told to fuck off very quickly.
yeah, and it was not a big deal. It was like, you're being asked to just say what you heard. So it's not like it's a big deal. You're not actually like, you don't have to go to Australia and be involved in some fucking court case or anything. You're just saying what you heard. It's pretty simple. It's not like your
Okay.
name's gonna get dragged out, and it's not like it's a public fucking thing or anything like that. No one's gonna know your name or any of that shit. But he's like, oh, I don't want to. I've been advised not to get involved, and I just don't want to do that, and you still owe me for 2 months of pay, and blah blah blah. So she basically told him to get fucked. And then the next day, after the freaking case was already, the main hearing had already been done, he comes back and he's all like, "Oh well, I mean, I'll do it if I have to." And she's like, "Dude, it's already over. Don't even bother me anymore. Like, just fuck off and don't come back." And that's when, kind of the whole shitstorm started, so to speak.
He just wouldn't go away. Like
Yeah,
he would ask
for the
me every second day, "Are we friends?" and shit. And it's like I already told you.
Um.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
It's.
it's been going on for the last like week and a half now, to where and I haven't been talking, and he still kind of tries to say, "Oh, is
Like,
everything good? Is everything good?" So
oh
Jess
my
is like,
god,
"Fuck this! I'm making
he
a
literally
video, and
asked me.
we're just
Oh
gonna
my
talk
gosh,
about it."
he literally asked me the day before that live stream. The day before that live stream, he was asking me, "So are we friends?" I didn't even answer him because I was sick of fucking going through it with him, and I was sick of him making me feel guilty, like I owed him something, or like fucking I'm helping you, and all this other bullshit that he was trying to carry on with when it was all a load of shit.
Yeah, he just didn't want to lose his easy money. He was just, trying to get that easy money off Jess, and that's what he was in it for. Because he hasn't even really been spending that much time on the channel anymore, anyways, and he wasn't producing anything like he loves to say. Like, he wasn't. It was Jess and I that have been coming up with the stream ideas for like the last month and a half, and all that stuff. He hasn't done anything. So
Yeah. I mean, it's understandable. I was telling Jess at the beginning, right? It's like when people is like, well, this is people have told me like, hey, you shouldn't do X or you shouldn't do Y. I remember I first started covering a little bit of drama. People were like, "Why are you covering drama?" It's like because I want to. It's my channel, you know.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
man.
want to. What are you gonna tell
It's
me?
fun, and you can do what you want.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to watch it. It's fine. You don't have to be here. I understand. Um,
Exactly.
and I'm mostly like averse. Like when I see this kind of stuff, I'm really just trying to understand what is the dynamic of the people, and in a way, it's good to know who's who in the space, right? If
Oh
you
yeah, of
know
course.
some person is gonna
Oh,
offer
I
you to
realize
be
that.
X, or it's gonna be like, hey, I can do this for you. I can help you with this. So you better know who you
You
are.
left out the whole. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Emmett, but
Hmm.
realize you left out the whole fucking shit where we were on the calls and he would be playing breakup songs and shit.
Oh, true.
And
Yeah,
sending me breakup songs, like love songs and shit.
yeah. That was a bit much. Sorry,
Well,
I
I
think my
mean,
brain is just trying to forget it. It was so cringe. It was so cringe, and my brain's trying to forget it. Yeah, he went through like this whole couple days where like he'd join our calls and stuff like that, and just start blasting breakup songs through his speakers and blah blah blah, and trying to interrupt what we were talking about just to be a dick. And
it kind of reminds
yeah,
me of. Have you ever seen the movies where the guy goes out with the big, um,
Oh,
the boombox? He
by the
just
way,
goes up and to the window, and it's just like,
yeah,
it
better
was
off
like
dead.
that. It
Better off
was
dead
like
with
that.
John Cusack. Yeah,
It
it's
was like that. And also, do you remember the accusations that Grid made about and Glenn have made and so on about him demanding money
mm-hmm.
or else he's gonna
during
leave.
some
Yeah,
during
yeah,
some of this shit. He started sending me messages about that. I'm sending you the screenshot. I'm forwarding the screenshots to you right now of that kind of stuff.
Because that's something I was gonna ask you about, because the accusation of um why pretty much
why they didn't?
Greed got ass mad
So
about.
Grid was right about that. The whole he demands money or says he's gonna fuck off and tries to manipulate people with that. Like you can see the
Mhm.
screenshots in front of you.
Do you
Yeah,
want me to put them up? I
yeah,
can share screen if you want me to.
You can put them up. I don't mind. It's up to you.
yeah. That was probably like one of the main mistakes. I mean, me personally, I'm sure Jess would probably consider it a mistake as well, but that was one of our main mistakes was defending him on that, even though we could kind of see that it was probably true. And
I
then,
knew.
yeah,
Oh, I knew it was gonna be bad. People finding out how much of a simp and a liar he is, and I gave him many opportunities to leave and fuck off on good terms. I said, I will not say anything publicly. I'll just say that we're doing separate, different things now and all of that. Just shut your mouth and fuck off. And
yeah,
he
we
couldn't
didn't
do it.
we didn't really want to drag his name through the mud. We just kind of wanted to make sure that people knew what was going on or whatever, but or knew that he wasn't, kind of on the channel anymore. But we didn't want to, talk too much shit. And it
Well,
also
Grid,
got to
hang on
the
a
point
second.
where,
Let me
oh,
address this. Well, Grid, you did lie about multiple things. Just because you're right about one thing, and I can own when I'm fucking wrong about shit, does not mean you're right about everything you said. You're wrong about a lot of shit you said.
I
But that in particular, yeah, you're right about.
Well, I think
yeah,
the whole drama
and
started with Grid because of this specific thing, which means he didn't like Are We Not Men, and he
yeah,
thought you were like really,
Yeah, I know, but at the
and
end of the
then
day, just because he doesn't like somebody that I work with doesn't mean he can talk shit about my life that he knows nothing
yeah,
about. And then when he's caught up in his bullshit lies, try and backtrack and go, "Oh, I just didn't remember the details because I'm old and I deserve forgiveness." It doesn't work that way.
I will say this, like I agree with some of the stuff that he said in the past, and I was there. Yeah, I can say that it wasn't the right thing to do, specifically if he didn't know. For example, my biggest gripe with Grid specifically was with pictures, right? It's not true. I don't think anybody has a. I don't think it's is being
I just
proven
think
at
if you
all.
don't know what you're talking about, you should shut your fucking mouth. And when it comes to secondhand information, you should be very careful what you
Yeah.
talk about. And even the person that he got this information and twisted this information from, even he said that he was wrong
Mhm.
and wasn't telling it correctly, and that he should be forgiven for not getting the details right because he's old. And to me, it's like, well, if you don't know what you're talking about, or you haven't got the details right about what you're talking about, you should shut your fucking mouth.
The whole what I'm gonna say about this is I think
Yeah,
this is a hearsay
he
stuff. It was just hearsay, and people didn't know exactly what's going
Like
yeah,
on.
for
My
one,
whole point,
like for what?
I can
Well,
agree.
I can hang on. I can go through that quickly. One, I never cheated on my ex. I wasn't even with my ex for fucking like a whole year. So I never cheated. That's one thing that was a lie that was said by Grid. Two, another thing that was a lie that was said by Grid was a lot of the shit about BSR. That's another lie that was said. Plus a lot of the shit that was said about my brother. That was another lie that was said. How I changed up the story and he just was going off what I said about him. That was another fucking lie. There was multiple lies that he said about me because he just didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, and he was so whammy and pissed off at Are We Not Men that he just wanted to talk shit. Which I understand
fair
if you're
enough. Yeah,
pissed off at someone, you
yeah,
you you want people to know, but at the end of the day, if you don't know what you're talking about, shut your fucking mouth.
Um,
yeah. There was a lot of things that he said that weren't true, and he only had like second or third hand information on, and he still presented it as fact or whatever. But
Hmm.
I'll give him that. I'll give
But
him that. That the fact that he
but
was
this
right
one,
about Ari Men being a
this one,
shitty person.
and
He
and
was right
you
about
know
that.
what? There are there are a lot of the shit that was said about Are We Not Men that I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know
Yeah,
because it has nothing. It's not really much to do with me. But
the
yeah,
when things like this are presented in front of me, yeah, I can vouch for that being true. So the whole same with another thing that was said from Grid that is true was about how he's so desperate for approval. That's true as
yeah,
well.
yeah. That's definitely true.
what I was
He
gonna
wants
say
everyone to
is,
like him.
I don't think there's like, I know you two had a moment, like you two had a big fight, right? It's like you, yes, and Greed had a big fight, but what I see is that the actual people that you got, that people were not liking, is Are
Look,
We Not Men. I
I
don't
didn't
think.
have a problem with Grid. I didn't have a problem with Grid other than the fact he didn't like what I said on Jake's podcast, which, I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to be liked. You don't have to like what I say.
Yeah,
Um, so that's fine. I don't give a shit about that. He can say his opinion of how much he doesn't like me or he thinks I'm boring or whatever. I don't give a shit about that. But when you're talking about my personal life and you have no idea what you're talking about, yeah, that's a problem for me.
yeah.
That's a problem for me.
I
But
can I can see that. I can see how that is a
yeah,
problem. Now,
so
I don't
And
like
if
when
yeah,
I
if
Emmett,
when
he
I
you
read
was
are
the.
hang on though, if he was to come to me and confront me on that and ask me about it and do it directly to me, that would be another thing altogether. But to get secondhand information and just spew that like you know what you're talking about when you're even the person you got it from is like, well, actually, that's not exactly true. You're kind of making yourself look foolish.
Yeah,
yeah,
I can agree with that. I can agree that if you don't have the full information, talking about something you don't know the fullness of it, it can make you feel bad. Can make you look bad. And at the end of the day, like the whole, what I'm trying to say is, I think the person you had a problem with, and oddly enough, it was both of you, was Are We Not Men, and you, like it's like
Yeah,
decided to attack each other in
yeah.
between. I'm gonna read this real
Oh
quick.
no, I don't blame him. I don't blame him, Emmett, because at the end of the day, I was backing Are We Not Men. I was like being an ally for Are We Not Men. So it's like, well, if you're gonna back his bullshit, I'm gonna come after you too, and I get that completely. But he should have
yeah,
stuck to things that were actual facts
Hmm.
or actual opinions rather than talking shit he had no idea about.
Yeah, for example,
And
I got
at the end of
attacked.
the day, I don't care anyway because he already like Glenn did it for me. I didn't even have to. I didn't. That's why I didn't address it anymore because Glenn already come out and was like, saying, "Oh well, it's not true, and that's not what happened," and he's got a lot of the details wrong and shit. And it's like, well, there you go. Even the person that told you the information is telling you that you fucked up with it. And the thing is that there's a lot more to that story with Glenn too. Like I stopped going over it to Glenn's because Glenn knew that I'd split up with my ex.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that, and he claimed to be trying to help me while telling me to move in with him and move to America and telling me about his dick and all sorts of other shit. And it's like, well, bye bye. I want nothing to do with you. And that is why I stopped going to his channel, because he was being really inappropriate with me after I'd turned to him for actual help.
Okay. So I can
Mhm.
Uh,
I don't know about that. I'm gonna make a comment about that specific part. But I will say, and this is me fence sitting. I agree. Not gonna comment on that. My comment on Glenn has been from the start, by the way, that he's kind of a degen, so it checks out in the degen area. I do wanna read these comments, so
Oh
I'm gonna do
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
one second,
Tell me
Emmett,
about
just
tattoos
before
on your
you.
dick and shit. Like fucking yeah, he's a fucking degen. Oh shit, yeah, he's
Yeah,
a degen. And I'm sure
I just
that he
wanna.
didn't want his friends to know about him trying to hit on a fucking girl in their 20s when they'd just come out of a relationship and asked him for help. I'm sure he didn't want people like that. Would be quite embarrassing to try to admit. So, of course he's going to make up a story around that. It's expected.
Yeah, but Emmett, I just want to get this out before we kind of move past it. Um, One of the biggest things that was why we decided to make this video and kind of come out anyways
Mm-hmm.
was because of Are We Not Men threatening Jess with, saying, oh, well, I'm going to tell Rob about all this and you're not going to get raids anymore and you need to pay me or else you're not going to get raids from Rob anymore and blah, blah, blah. So that was one of the big things was like he was, trying to ruin Jess's, uh, you know, channel relationship with Rob's channel over
Okay.
their falling out.
Yeah,
So that
I
was
don't
one of
think
the
there is.
reasons we decided to make the videos. Was that like that was one of the big things that we decided. We're
I,
like,
I
oh well,
I do
we're just gonna
know.
say fuck them.
I'm gonna go ahead and talk goodly about Rob
Yeah.
because I think he's a good guy. Okay. I don't think.
Oh yeah, Rob's awesome.
I don't think. I mean, I know the Rob mods have something to say when he's doing the raids, but but in reality, like I think he has like an idea of who he wants to raid, and every time every time they do it, they can go ahead and decide it. And I don't think that Are We Not May has the final decision. In fact, I don't really think he has like a big decision when it comes to Rob's channel because, just as I said, in my channel or in Jess' channel, the ones that have the final decision is the owner of the channel. If I get
Correct.
monetized and I get raids and I can do raids at the end of the day, it's gonna be me who's gonna decide who I raid, or if I have someone like Mr. E in like a producer, then it
Yeah,
would be a thing between my producer.
that's
Like
funny.
he would be that would be the way that we set it up. Um. Okay. I do wanna read this. So, Are We Not Men? You do owe me something? 2 months of pay. And they say, "Oh, I do now." LOL. Yeah, you cannot pay me and prove yourself to be a liar. That's fine. Well, you already got it, so you'll be fine. I did my part already. Okay, so you're a liar, even though you didn't deserve it. With how you were treating me before and after. No, I give credit where it's due. Nothing owed here. And says, okay, liar. And then it says, I think 3,000 out of my own pocket. So I think that's what you pay him, right?
Yeah, that was before I even got anything from YouTube.
um,
So I hadn't even got a paycheck, but he thought he was entitled to one. Isn't that interesting?
I think the other one is the same. I didn't see anything different. I don't know if you sent me a different screenshot. Yeah, it's the
Hang
same
on,
twice.
it is. I hang on, I'll get the other one. There is another one.
Okay. Um.
But
Yeah. So I think when it comes to the whole rating and all of that, like what I believe Rob and other people in the space want to do at the end of the day is have a place where we can lift each other's up. That's why, in reality, what I would think is a good way moving forward is finding ways to even our drama. I mean, I'm gonna have drama at some point. I'm probably having drama right now, having you on. Um, but at the end of the day, what I
There you
would
go,
like to
Emmett.
have is to get a way in which we can all have a way to even solve our differences, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There you are. There's the other one.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and put it here.
And yeah, I wasn't insinuating also that Are We Not Men has any sway over what Rob does, but that's what he was using that as, a way to try and
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that he
threaten
has.
Jess.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I don't
gonna.
think he actually has any sway. I think Rob is his own man, and he does what he Rob does what Rob wants to do with his channel. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's also true that I do think that the mods will have some of a sway. They try to get to listen. Hey, send a raid
Yeah, they can
here,
make a
send a raid there.
suggestion.
But
Yeah.
but I don't think they have like any say as to what exactly he's going to do. Like yesterday, AOD told me, "Hey, you're gonna get a raid," and it was sent to Mr. Bill. And I'm not asking for it. If I get a raid, I'll be happy to. But if I don't, it's fine
I
with
wasn't
me.
asking for it either, but he still tried to use it as leverage.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck, and I told him that multiple times.
So it says you have nothing to worry about as long as you're being completely honest with me. I'm not worried. I'm always honest with you. Funny how these cry about me demanding money to do a job. All I say is you want me to continue what I do if you're going to have to pay me. If not, I can F off. My time and effort is valuable. So,
But he doesn't demand money from people. Remember?
yeah, he doesn't. Um, yeah, no, it's freaking weird. Emmett can send a raid your way. I can send a raid. You're gonna send me a raid? That's awesome, Corey. Um, yeah, I don't see any like when I see these kind of things. The there is there's something I will say about every space, and this is why I think covering this kind of stuff can be important points. Is in every space you're always going to find people that are going to try to take advantage of others, and most people would like to keep things private. Like they're like, no, I don't wanna have any problems, stuff like that, and it's fine. Like
Yeah.
respecting
He
privacy
tried to
of
say
others
that
is important.
you go public, I'm gonna expose fucking this and that
Oh
we've
yeah.
talked about. And I'm like, dude, you want to talk about my private life? Go ahead. It's not like I've had others fucking talk shit on it.
Well,
And the thing is that so far what's been said about my private life is it's all been bullshit anyway, which is hilarious to me. But I'm sure that he could fucking pull up some shit of what fucking like stuff about my ex and stuff about like my kids and stuff like that because he's been around long enough that he knows certain things, and then also what he knows he could talk whatever shit he wants on that. Um, because that's how it is. So like he's made threats like that, but also saying at the same time that he never saw or heard anything and he doesn't know what I'm talking about. So he kind of flip flops all over the place with what he says.
yeah, what I was gonna finish is just that I think putting these people out in the open is a good way so people know what the hell is going on, right? And who you can associate with and who you can't. And it happens all the time. Like I not personally, but I've since I am associated with lower class in a sense and with Abe in a sense, I had people spurg out of me because something that happened with them, and it's like, well, it's your own shit, dude. What do you want me to do? And by the way, I agree with them, so screw you. Um, but the whole point is put these people out in the open and let people know like how they actually are is important. And I think it's something that we should do more often in the space. We shouldn't be like beholden to bad actors in the space at all.
Well, the thing is, Emmett, is that a lot of this about him didn't really get exposed or come out with me until one after realize it became a mod and an admin,
Mhm.
And he had some competition with his job position. And also, once I started defending him with grid, because he thought, well, now I can show my true colors and you can't go back on what you've said. But the difference is between me and a lot of others is that I can own it when I'm fucking wrong about shit. If I'm wrong, I can own that shit. I can wear that shit. And there are certain things that have been said from other creators like Flo, like Grid, like Glenn, that are correct. There's a lot of bullshit there too. A lot of bullshit in amongst it. But there are some things where I've had to go, ooh, I gotta own that because they were right about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could agree with that. Like at the end of the day, I think that's kind of a fair statement. Like I would say to you as well, I will probably offer my, and I will do it to anybody, because I don't have a problem with covering this kind of stuff. I would offer like a branch to anyone who wants to come up into the channel and talk about their perspective on things. Um, when I saw for I I covered a little bit of your drama because I thought it was, in reality, I thought it was funny, and I didn't see any reason not to. But I tried to do it in a way that was not super biased against one side. When I said, "Hey, I don't think this is correct on one side, and I don't think this is correct on the other side," right? And what I saw in reality is that there was a lot of hearsay. Like people, I hear that people said this, and I hear that people said that. But
I can't elaborate on certain things that is also why there were like holes in certain things that I was saying when it comes to the whole grid stuff, because there is actually legally stuff I cannot speak on right now. And
yeah,
until
that
that's
makes sense.
closed, I can't actually disclose that. So it's hard for me to actually lay certain things fully out on the table when I'm not legally allowed to talk about it yet. And that's also funny to me how people think they know what they're talking about when they really fucking don't. Really, really don't.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
there's only two people that do actually know, and that's Realizer and it's Are We Not Men? And everybody else, it's either assumptions or hearsay gossip.
Yeah, I see this a lot of like gossip. Like at the end of the day, I agree with Flo State when he says we're a bunch of type B personalities in the internet, all showing like emotions, and at the end, it's pretty much like that. We're gonna have problems. But that's why I like to cover this. It's like, yeah, we can
I
we can
think
have
about the,
fun.
Emmett, I think about the only thing that you're ever going to see me actually get emotional about, because I really don't give a fuck about online stuff. But the only thing you're ever going to see me actually get emotional about is my family, my kids, my family. When it comes to that shit, yeah, especially with what I'm actually dealing with at the moment, it's really, really serious shit. Like
Hmm.
very, very serious shit. So,
Yeah,
and when it comes, if it is necessary, if it's not necessary, I'm just not gonna bother. But if it is necessary, I probably will speak on it later on. But but yeah, when it comes to really fucking serious stuff about my children or my family, then yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit fucking defensive with that shit. And that is a big part of why I got so kind of I came at Grid the way I did. Was because he was talking about shit that one, he didn't know anything about, and two, was actually a lot more serious and a lot more close to home than what he is even slightly aware of.
was it okay?
But I
This is
can't
a
even disclose that properly yet.
Yeah, I agree. This is gonna be a little change of topic, so we can move away from it and get back into what I want to know.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, I
not.
can't say
Maybe
much
it
on that
is.
shit anyway.
Yeah, maybe it's not what happened, but was it like the whole? Because it was a lot of stuff during the whole week. That, let's say, the content grid. Like, was that pretty much pushed by Are We Not Men, or you were like preparing that from before, or how did, like, was he part of it? Like, was he trying to get that out?
Um, well, somebody
Yeah, I
came
would
into
say yeah.
Grid's chat. Someone came into Grid's chat and was talking about a debate that they had coming up on my channel. and Grid kind of got triggered by that, and he started talking shit about Are We Not Men, and then he started talking shit about my personal life. It was that, like, Are We Not Men being a part of my channel, but it was also Rob giving me raids that kind of shit him off, and the fact that I backed Are We Not Men so much is probably why he came at me the way he did. And Glenn, I have no idea what bullshit stories Glenn told him. I don't know if what he said is exactly what Glenn told him or if he misconstrued what Glenn said, um, and spurred out that. I don't know. I don't know that for sure, but I do know that a lot of the information that Grid was saying, I already knew that it came from Glenn because of the conversations that I'd had with Glenn. Like,
Well,
um,
just
the
to answer your question, Emmett, yes, it did come from him because when he heard that stuff that Jess is talking about, when Are We Not Men heard that he was talking shit, he came to us and he's like, "This is war. We're taking Grid down. I want this and this and this to be said, and this and this and this to be said."
I
And that's
didn't
when
care.
that's why he wanted to be able to have final say on like what topics we were gonna cover with Grid and blah blah blah. But then when he wasn't here, and Jess was like, "Oh, we're just gonna fucking just cover it," and that's when he got shitty about everything. But yes, to answer your
I didn't
question,
care.
he did push for that stuff to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I I don't know. I think it was a bit on Glenn's side as well, to be honest. Like from Grid's end, I think it was pushed from Glenn as well. I can't hear you,
Well,
Emmett.
well, he's asking why we did it. He's saying like, "Well, why did you guys do it?" And it's because Are We Not Men pushed us all to fucking make the videos and to talk shit back and blah blah blah. He was the one that was
Well,
like, "Oh, this is war," blah blah blah.
the
That was him.
way
That
the
wasn't
way
you.
the way yeah, the way that it was done, yes, because I'm the kind, and I said this, like, realized it was there for a lot of these conversations. I am the kind of person where I confront people directly. So my way of handling it would be go directly to Grid on a panel and confront him of why is he saying shit that he doesn't know anything about? Where did he get the information from? And actually and then confront it that way, because that's how I am. If you're gonna say shit, I'll come straight to you. I don't fucking just like hide behind shit like that. But somebody wanted to make it a big live spectacle
Yeah,
instead.
that's what I was talking about.
But
Like,
at
if
the
it,
same time as that, Grid already made it a live spectacle by getting all emotional and carrying on his own channel and he didn't have to drag my personal life that he knew nothing about into his problems with Are We Not Men, but he made that choice. So he was the one that actually dragged me into it from that. But the way that we handled it did come from Are We Not Men, yes.
okay, yeah, because I was thinking about it. It's like, it's, to me, it would be easier, and this is the way that I will probably handle drama. Because what I saw, it was on my view of it at the beginning of it was like, well, this is just content. Like, at this point, this is not even drama for me. This is just them going on making a bunch of content about it, and grifting it. That's how I look
Oh,
at it, right?
well, to be honest, the dude talked shit for fucking like 2 months
Yeah,
before I
before
even
we even cover
responded.
it. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Grid was just crying and carrying on and ooh on his streams for like 2 months before I even said anything, talking about how pissy he was at Are We Not Men, talking stuff about my personal life that he knew nothing about.
But
And
it was brought up.
every time he would tell a story, which was funny to me, that every time he would tell the so-called stories about my fucking personal life, he would change it up every single time because he didn't know what he was talking about and it was secondhand information.
The thing I will say is, usually this was what I remember happening, and I might be wrong, but this is what I remember happening. he would be having a talk about whatever. Are We Not Men would come into the chat, said something, trigger pretty much Grid, and Grid will go on and respond.
No, no,
There was a
no.
few times
The
where
first,
where that didn't
there,
happen. Yeah,
there,
there was
the
quite a few
first,
times where that didn't happen.
where it started
Sometimes it did.
was actually EOD. I can send you the clip if you want it. I'll send it to you right now if you want. Where the first incident where all this started with Grid was EOD talking about a debate that he had coming up on my channel in his chat, and he asked a couple of questions about the debate, and then he got fucking triggered by that, and then he just started going, "Fuck, are we not men? Fuck Jess," and
Yeah,
he started talking shit straight away about my personal life and stuff,
yeah,
and
Oh yeah.
because he
and
asked
stuff that
EOD.
he knew nothing about.
Yeah, he asked EOD. He was like, "Oh, why are you debating an Australian person about that?" And EOD said, "Oh, I'm not debating Jess. She's the moderator." And when he said that, Grid flipped and was like, "She's moderating, and she's trying to." He felt like she was trying to impede on his space because he was the debate moderator. So that was why he started talking shit originally. Was that he wanted to try and ruin her moderation credibility before it even started, type of thing. Like, oh, why are you going there? And that was the whole.
You should be
Yeah,
here and blah blah blah. And I'm
yeah,
gonna send you that clip so you can have a look at it later if you want, Emmett,
Yeah, that
because
would be
that
nice.
is and
Like I know
I'll
what you're talking about because I think I was in chat and I remember I was in the debate in the after panel of EOD versus Grumple.
yep, yeah.
No,
You were there.
darts, dark
No,
something.
it was
no,
versus
it
it
was
was
before
versus
the actual debate where EOD was just talking about it coming up at
Yeah,
yeah,
Grid's channel.
yeah,
yeah.
Darth Grump, Darth Grumps, Darth something. I remember him. I just don't remember his name.
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't know
that
what.
debate was versus Bumpkin, was it?
Yeah, it was versus Bumpkin.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I remember watching it, so I remember being in the space at that time, and it was a good debate. Um, a little a little spurgy on both sides because
Yeah,
EOD
well,
is a little
something
spurgy.
about that triggered him into like spurging out about like fair enough he doesn't like Are We Not Men and he wanted to talk shit about him and shit. Whatever. Their beef's got nothing to do with me. But just because I'm associated with him and talking shit about personal things in my life, that's secondhand information for one, and that he doesn't know anything about for two, is quite stupid.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, I'm not gonna go ahead and be like
There you go. There's the clip of the live of where he started his crying.
oh yeah, I'll have it on and I'll probably present it to my audience after we're done.
So we'll just see.
Jesus.
Hmm. And I still didn't respond to that. Actually, no, I did respond to that. I went into his chat and I said, "So I heard you had a problem," and he couldn't even be honest with me directly. He was like, "All I said was that I don't like you and you're boring." Which, when you watch that video, you'll realize that that's bullshit. And he couldn't even, when confronted with that, he didn't even have the balls to actually to actually face me on what he said, but would continue to talk shit when I
Well,
wasn't there and shit, which I find very interesting. That's kind of spineless, especially of a man to do
what
when
I'm gonna
confronted by a
say,
woman.
what I'm gonna say is, at the end of the day, like he can have. This is an opinion-based thing, right? This is just his opinion. He's like, I don't like this person, and the
No, no, no,
reason
no, no,
why he
no.
didn't like
When
him
you're
is
no,
because of Are
no,
We Not Men. I can agree with that. Like, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
he can have his opinion with that, but talking shit about my personal life, my family, my fucking kid's dad and stuff, when he knows nothing about it, he has no excuse for that at all. That's not an opinion. That's secondhand information and talking shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he's talking about your personal life, it is talking shit. That is just, yeah, it's shit talking, right? Can we agree on that one?
Yeah.
But
And that is the only reason why I
the
had any issue with Grid at all. I don't
yeah,
give a fuck who likes me on here. I don't give a fuck. You can like it or lump it. You don't like it, fuck off. I don't give a shit. You want
what
to
I
talk shit
was
about how much you don't like me? Cool. I don't
yeah,
care.
I agree with you. That what I
But
was
don't
saying.
you talk shit about my kids and my family?
Mhm.
That's a different story.
Yeah, what I was saying is that what triggered the whole thing was pretty much the association with "Are We Not Men," and I believe that that was the point. Uh,
Yeah, that and getting raids from Rob. The fact I was getting attention from Rob and shit. That's why he was so desperate fucking to get me banned from Rob's and offered Rob $1,000 to ban me from the chat.
well, that was a too quick. Right? He went there trying to talk to Rob about that debate he was gonna have, and trying to talk to him about it, and you were
Oh,
like, "Shit the
I'll
fuck out,"
donate
and,
$1,000 to
and
you
then you were like,
ban
"Get
it
the
from
fuck out."
chat. I'll ban it from the chat and I'll give you $1,000. Like, dude.
But it was, as I said, it was a it was a too quick way, right? It's a what about you? Because at
Fucking
the end of the
cringeous
day, it's
ass
to them.
shit. Please ban her. It's fucking hilarious. That is so funny to me. It's like,
Um,
oh shit. And I have no issue with any of that shit. The only thing that I had an issue with Grid was the fact he was talking about personal stuff with me. Well, one, no one, you shouldn't be talking about someone's personal shit while trying to claim you're any kind of decent person in any kind of way like that, because that's what scumbag pieces of shit do. And two, to have a cry over something so simple and then to drag something like that into that also shows you to be a scumbag piece of shit. And I just can't respect that. But you know, the whole rest of it of like I don't like it and the little backwards and forwards fucking like trying to ban me from chats and shit. I don't care about any of that shit. Just like, dude, I'm not talking shit on your kid or your wife, so leave my fucking family out of it. It's
yeah,
pretty easy and simple. And if you're not gonna do that, you can go join the rest of the scumbag pieces of shit that do stuff like that.
I will say this. I do have a lot of respect for Grid. I work with him in a sense, so I have to have some kind of respect when it comes to me working with
Hey,
him, right?
if you respect scumbag pieces of shit, that's lit.
That is that's such cope, Jess. Yeah, let me fence it for a moment.
I just told you, if you do that shit, you're a scumbag. It's not even just about Grid, it's anybody. You're a scumbag piece of shit.
Well,
That's the
the
end of
thing is
it.
that
There's
he
no
had
there's no I don't give a shit what the excuse is. Unless that person has actually dragged your personal shit through the mud and you're responding, well, you want to go personal, let's go personal.
yeah.
That's fair enough. But other than that,
Well,
if you want to do that shit,
in the
you're laying
space,
in the fucking if you want to do that shit, you're laying with scumbags and pieces of shit. That's what
the
you are. You've
the
made
point
yourself that.
there's a point to the whole there's a point to the whole space, and this is that the space is very man centric in a sense. Like there's a lot of overlap with the Crucible and uh, like the manosphere in general. So there's a lot, like there's nothing to say about like the character of woman except for the like pretty much their personal life. It's very it's a very low hanging fruit, and I wouldn't go there most of the time. But I understand where these kind of attacks come from, right?
Hang on, Mr. Misters made a comment. He got mad because Are We Not Men came in, started the shit the first time. I was in chat. Grid left alone for a while. Yeah, unless that was, unless you can kind of show me of that happening before the little live thing that I sent Emmett. That's not true as far as I'm aware, Mister Mister. But if you've got evidence to prove that I'm wrong with that, I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong. But As
I
far
have
as what I've
heard.
seen and what I know, that's not the case. But the thing is that that dude does all sorts of scummy, fucking low blow, retard shit behind. He's done a lot of that kind of shit behind my back. So it would not surprise me if he started some shit that I was unaware of before that, and it translated to that, and that was when I was dragged into it. I don't know that. I have no idea if that's true or not. But
There
that was
have
the first
been.
time where
Okay.
because I wouldn't have even commented on it or anything if I wasn't dragged into it. But that was the first time I was dragged into it, and that's what made me respond to Grid. That's what made me have any issue with Grid is
Mhm.
that he flipped out on his live and started talking shit on my personal life, which I have already said that I think is scumbag piece of shit behavior. And I am gonna call out scumbag piece of shit behavior. Whether it's about me or someone else. I've called out that shit about fucking Andrew Wilson. I've talked about it with other people on here too. It's like that's what that whole video with Natty was that you guys have seen on my channel. Was me calling out somebody that was talking shit about someone's personal life that I think is scumbag piece of shit behavior. And I do that all the time on YouTube. If I don't care if it's me or someone else. It's not even about it just being my personal life. It's the fact that I think you're a scumbag if you do that shit.
Well,
And I call
what I
that
can
shit out.
tell you, what I can tell you, and I do know this, is that Greed had beef, and they were attacking each other way before you came into the picture without We Not Men. Like they were having beef way before that.
Yeah, I think that's what Mr. Mister's talking about, to be fair.
And
I
you
don't
might
know
have,
anything about that.
you may have been.
I didn't care about any of that.
And then there were like the whole you came up because he was like your main mod, and he was like doing all this kind of crazy stuff on your channel, which is fine. It's your channel, you do whatever you want. But the
I
whole
didn't
that was the point in
damn
which
it.
it all started moving.
No.
No, what?
What started it with me, that might have started it between them two. I don't give a fuck about that. I had no beef or problem with Grid, and still he started doing scumbag piece of shit stuff and talking shit about my personal life,
Well, I'm just
which
giving you a.
I call out anybody who does that.
Yeah,
And that is the only reason why I even did anything or said anything. If he
yeah.
didn't do that and he left me out of it and he kept it between him and Are We Not Men, he would have never heard anything from me. But he decided that he wanted to talk shit about personal shit, not just talking shit in general, talking about personal stuff that he knew nothing about. And whether it was me or it was someone else, I still would have fucking responded and called it out because that's what I do on YouTube.
Send you the thing. What thing? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, it's just Grumples telling me to send him something, and I don't know what he's talking
Like a family man, a man who's married and has a 4-year-old, should know like not to talk shit about fucking family and stuff, not to talk a shit about certain stuff like that. So he should know, and being the age that he is, and being a so-called wise old man like he claims, he should have known better, and he still made that decision. And then he
Well,
tried to play innocent. I didn't do anything. I just said I didn't like her and I find her boring. I don't care about that. I care about the personal fucking crap that makes you a scumbag. And that is exactly why I called out Natty with Andrew Wilson too. That's why I went on X and called that bitch out, was because she was dragging his personal life through the fucking mud. And I do not like cunts that do that. You're a scumbag if you do that shit.
yeah, I can agree. Okay, let's we can agree that going after personal people lives in general is pretty scummy behavior. Like I can say that and I don't feel bad about it. But at the same time, what I was trying to say is the
I
whole
understand his
point.
anger. I understand his anger. I can get that he was pissed off with me because I was in support with someone that he thought was a shit person, and he took some of that out on me, and he used my personal life as a way to get at me, because yes, that is a way I'm going to respond. Other than that, I'm just going to laugh at you and ignore you. So yes, if he wanted me to respond or he wanted me to react or whatever, that is a good way to make that happen. So, you know, I get where he's coming from. At the same time, it still doesn't excuse his behavior. Anyway, that's all I got to say. You guys can make. I don't care what you think,
Oh,
but
I mean,
that's what I think.
that's fine. Like, I'm glad that that came out, and it makes sense. Like, I'm not gonna go ahead and be like you're wrong. I see the value in what you're saying, and what I was trying to say was not you're wrong. It was just more of a there was this beef before. I need to mutate it into this bigger idea, and since it all came down into this whole big drama between two channels, that at the end of the
Yeah.
day, like we're not even. It's. I think it's pretty much we don't like.
You guys
I
might
don't
know
like this
more about
person. I
that
don't
than
like
me.
this person. Yeah.
I don't know all the history with Grid and Glenn and Are We Not Men. I only know little bits and pieces because I've only seen bits and pieces, and I don't know how far back it goes, and I don't know all the details of it. So there may be a lot of complex parts to that that made Grid very pissed off that I was associated with him, which led to him making those kinds of decisions. And I get when you're emotional and you're pissed off and someone's fucked with you enough that you tend to kind of go to certain levels to get back at that person. And I can understand that, even though I think it's wrong. Even though I think his decisions were wrong, I do understand.
Yeah. I can listen. As I said, I can go ahead and say, hey, uh, I don't think going against the personal life is a good decision because I don't think so. I
That's why you don't make it public. That's exactly right, Grumple. And I didn't make it public. I didn't. I told somebody in confidence who went and talked shit to somebody who made it public. And that is why I had the issues that you don't do that. Anyway, Emmett,
um when it comes to that's there was a question that was asked by Flow State when you two were there, and he asked you like, is there anything, is there like a path to reconciliation or to just let this whole beef die down? Do you think there is anything that any of you can do that will put this down?
well, I don't give a fuck now because Glenn did it for me. Like, I don't even have to. Glenn already said that the information came that Grid was talking about with my personal life came from Glenn, and Glenn said himself that Grid was wrong. That Grid was wrong on on his stories of my personal life, and that he misconstrued all the information and got it wrong and was retelling it wrong, and that he should be forgiven because he's old. I don't agree with the last part of he should be forgiven because he's old, but that admission right there is enough. Like it comes right from the source, so I don't need to
Yeah.
say anything further.
Yeah, that pretty much stopped us from like kind of taking it any further anyways. Like we were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
well,
because
everyone
Glenn's
everyone
admission.
knows yeah, everyone knows that it was kind of
It's
bullshit
bullshit.
now, so yeah, we're good." And then, obviously that
Well,
also pissed Are We Not Men off because he wanted to continue the whole thing and we didn't.
yeah,
So,
and I didn't give a fuck because it was already like all that part of that bullshit was gone. I don't give it. Grid can sit there on his channel all day saying, "I fucking don't like that bitch. She's a fucking thing. Fucking rah 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 and all that shit." I don't care. I don't
Um,
give a shit about that. It was just that part of it, and Glenn did all that for me. Where I was like, "Oh well, it comes straight from the source. I don't need to do shit. Let's move
yep.
on."
I mean, as I said, I would go ahead and say like I don't have any problem with both you and neither with Grade. I just for my angle, I'm gonna be honest. It's just content at this point. What I see it is you guys are having these spat. You realize that it makes people go, oh, what's happened today? What kind of drama? And people go and click thing, and thing goes wild, and that's how I see it on my end. So when I see it that way, it's like, yeah, I don't see the moral issue at all with milking it because I feel like it's just drama. That's how it feels to me. When I see
Same.
when I had
Yeah,
like
fair enough.
when I had like my
Yeah.
problem with somebody on my channel, I addressed it once, never talked about it again, and I don't bring it up because I thought it was addressed. And if somebody comes to me and it's like, "Hey, you have to do this," it's like, well, you know what? I already did, and you can go find it on your own, or you can go fuck yourself, right? I don't have to do
Yeah.
anything.
Well,
Yeah.
just for the record, I have no problem with Flo at all. I don't care. I have no problem with Flo. And me and Flo are cool. Like I'll probably go on his panels and shit in the future and stuff like that. His issues that he didn't like, oh, you know what, man. Grid, me and Grid will never be fucking friends. We'll never be like buddy. But
Yeah.
I don't care enough to hate him or have a problem with him either. It's just like I just think he's a shit scummy person and I don't want to be close to someone like that. But that doesn't mean that I have a problem with him either. I don't care. Glenn, on the other hand, Glenn is a creepy weirdo fucking degenerate, and I do not want to be anywhere near that fucking dude. Like I could be on a panel with Grid and still be civil, even though I don't like him or whatever. But Glenn, I don't want to be around that dude because he's a creepy fucking weirdo, degenerate, strange cunt, and it's like he'll get the fuck away from me with that cunt. But yeah, that's where I stand with those three.
Okay.
I don't really have an issue with Glenn either. I just think he's disgusting.
Well, I mean, okay, but somebody asked me like earlier in chat, and it was like, well, who do you prefer to get a raid, right? From Destiny or from Ice? And I'm like, from Ice, because I don't like sucking dick. The whole point is I know who fucking Destiny is, right? I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be surprised who the fuck Destiny is when he goes on and he's like, well, it's time to suck dick, right? It's like,
well, I feel the same way about all of them. Like it's like I know what and who all of them are, and it is what it is. I don't hate anybody, but I don't want to be. Probably the most friendly I'm gonna be with somebody is fucking Flo, and that's only because he's a degenerate and shit. But he's a straight up degenerate. He's straight up with what he thinks and where he stands on shit. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. Glenn like is a creepy little fucking weirdo, sleazy little thing. So it's like, yeah, I don't want to be near that kind of shit. He's also fucking like closet gay and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, that's a whole nother story altogether. But and Grid's already shown that he if he's angry enough, he will talk shit that he doesn't know anything about. So I'll never be friends with somebody like that. But if he wanted to talk to me on a panel, I wouldn't be like, oh, you can fuck off and at him either. I'd just be like, yeah, whatever, cunt.
I can see that. The whole point of what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we're in a space and we have people we like and we have people we don't like. We know Great likes Glenn. We know Great likes Fabian Liberty, for example. And I have people I like. It's way likely that I tell people to go fuck themselves if they come talk shit about Andrew with me or about Jimbo.
Don't encourage them. Don't encourage them. Half these cunts are closet gays. They already fucked themselves.
But
I'm sorry I had to
Jesus
say that.
Christ. I'm not trying to encourage anybody. I'm just saying at the end of the day.
No, I'm just well, I'm kind of half joking because there are a few of them, but I'm fucking kidding. I'm not saying that those three.
There are a lot of them. Okay? There's a lot.
I'm just joking.
The G's are everywhere. Like that's all I'm gonna say. The fucking G's are everywhere, and they need to get back into the fucking closet anyway. So.
Yeah. Be careful, they might drag you in there with them, Emmet.
No.
Yes, speaking of drag, stop wearing it. Stop wearing drag. Like, no one should be wearing drag on their fucking channels.
You mean?
I mean, dressing up like a woman.
You mean Glenn?
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. But, yeah, and that goes for me, too. It's like, Glenn, I think he's kind of weird and he's degen. I don't hate him, but yeah, wouldn't, don't really go over there. Glenn, Grid, same thing here. It's just like, take him or leave him. I don't hate him, but I don't like some of the stuff that he's said as well.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Flow's cool. Flow's good.
I'm gonna say
I don't really mind
like,
Flow at all.
on my end, what I saw, the actual people that we should be exposing him for what he is Are We Not Men,
Yeah,
according to what
exactly.
I'm seeing. Because at the end of the day, this whole
Agreed. Yeah.
thing was created by him. He went on. He was pretty much what Grid said about him, which is what he was pretty much begging for money.
I
And
don't know. All right. I'll make it clear. I can't speak for all of the accusations for Are We Not Men. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff within that I wasn't there for, that happened before I was around, that happened that has nothing to do with me. I have no knowledge on. But there are certain things that have been said that I've experienced myself with him that I can say are true.
yeah, but what I'm saying is he goes on. He's like, I don't know how it's set up with Rob, but he's pretty much using his position as a mod with Rob to go into lower channels and be like, I'm gonna go
Don't get it
ahead,
wrong.
get you raids, and you're gonna pay
Mm.
me because I'm gonna make some work for you, supposedly, right? That's pretty much
Yeah. Oh yeah.
what we're talking
Fuck it.
Yeah.
about.
You know
That's
what?
that's his main thing. That's what he's
And
trying to
Fuck,
do with
I
fuck it. You
any
know what,
channel he can
Emmett?
mod for.
You know what, Emmett? I'm just gonna say straight out, fuck it. Are We Not Men's already conned Rob into paying him?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So
So
Sorry,
the
yeah,
whole point
he's
would
already done
be
that.
the whole point is like say to the people outside of the space, like if you have a channel, you're starting a channel, like don't get this
Give
guy
me a
as a
sec.
mod, and yeah, save yourself trouble, because at the end of the day
I'll
exactly.
be
that's what's
back.
gonna happen. Hmm.
I'm sorry if I'm talking over you guys a lot too, because my connection's really, really shit. I'm trying not to, but it's like kind of cuts out, then comes back, and
Yeah, it's
it's all
okay.
over the
All good.
place. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really sorry about that. But I'll be back. I gotta go do some mum stuff real quick. I'll be back in a few minutes, so you guys can just chat and shit, and I'll be back.
Yeah. No worries. But yeah, Emmett, you're exactly right. He's already trying, like, ever since just last week when Jess kind of told him to go fuck himself. You can notice that he's already going around to all the other channels trying to get buddy and close to him so that he can get mod there, and he's gonna do the same thing to them. He's gonna go, oh well, I can talk to Rob and get you raids. If you stream at this time, and then all you gotta do is just give me a cut of what you get when the viewers come over and start chatting on your channel and blah blah blah. That's exactly what his whole fucking thing is. He's already starting to do it with other channels. I've noticed it. I'm sure you've noticed it because you've been on those channels and seen him in the chats, and that's exactly what his goal is. And there are some people that unfortunately may fall for it, and I hope they don't.
Yeah, and
Um,
I can go on ahead and okay, Grumple, this is a closed panel. We're not gonna open it. Nobody's gonna come up. It's just three of us. That's what we said, and I'm probably gonna end the stream pretty soon. I have to prepare for the debate, which is in a couple of hours.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so it's not we're not gonna go like much longer. That is pretty much it. I will say, and I will probably open this space to Greed as well, since whenever he wants to come up, and we can just I will give him the same. I'm not gonna have like other people like I did with you. Like we're just gonna be talking about what's going on, and well, I'm very grateful that you two decided to come up and had this. You have your channel, have my channel, but I'm grateful that you allow me the space. And I was just gonna uh, say or ask, like, do you have anything planned coming up? Anything you want to shout out to my audience?
I mean, I'm sure Jess probably does, but she's trying to become more regular again now. So just look out for streams and come say hi, and we'll probably have open panels and might be some closed panels also. But as everybody kind of knows, Jess is usually open panel channel. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for everybody to come over and uh, you know chat and voice their opinions or whatever they want to do.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna wait for Jess.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
for
gonna
sure.
continue. You're gonna continue being the main mod for the moment, right? With Jess, I believe so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As far as I'm aware, yeah. Yeah, I'll be the main mod for now, and we'll see what happens going forward. And just trying to help out, make sure she's got somebody at least to help her for now while she doesn't have any other support, and making sure that she doesn't get fucking her money taken from somebody who's grubby and so on and so forth, like that
Yeah,
happened with Are We Not Men, because that just kind of, yeah, because that just sucks.
yeah,
Like
I
nobody really
understand.
wants that. Yeah.
Abe Dinka said large creators pay their main mods. That's correct, Abe. But we're talking about like I don't think anyone under I don't know maybe 20,000 subs would actually pay. And most of the time, the mods, like the main mods, are producers. Like they do editing or they do videos or they do other stuff in the channel. They're not just paying for the people on the that are moderating. And then you have the actually larger channels like Destiny and whatever. So they have the money to pay them. But we're talking about smaller channels.
Yeah, I mean, even I'm personally, this is my personal opinion, but if I were Rob's size, I wouldn't be paying Are We Not Men. I would be, maybe if you're Andrew's size, sure, but
Yeah, like,
if I
I'm
were
pretty
Rob, I
sure
would not.
Andrew I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure Andrew does pay a little bit, but I don't even know.
yeah.
Like I
Well,
wouldn't
I mean,
know.
yeah,
I
I
know that.
I know for sure he pays, Mr. E, and then I know that they have a few other mods that are like top end mods there that they kick some cash down to, but not all of the mods get paid, and that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, I'm
They
not.
all get perks. I'm sure they all get perks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
I would
there's
think they
definitely
get paid.
benefits. Yeah,
I just got a tip, and they pretty much are telling me that they're not getting paid. But obviously, like Mr. E is the main mod, so he gets paid because he's a producer as
yeah,
well. He produces
exactly,
all of the stuff,
Ex-
and he has like
exactly.
people on the background that he's getting paid to do the shorts and other stuff. So yeah.
Yep, yep, exactly.
Um.
But yeah, as far as like the type of work that Are We Not Men is doing, I don't think that, number one, he's not a real producer. He's basically a Mr. E wannabe. Like he's that's his whole
Oh,
thing, is that he tries to pretend that he's Mr. E, and that's how he goes around and goes, oh well, I'll get you, super chats and this and that, and I'll get you raids from Rob, and all you got to do is just kick me some money. So that's his whole thing.
yeah, he's well, he does the whole idea. Like he took some of the ideas, and I can say this because I think it's true. Like he took some of the ideas from the grift on Andrew's
Oh
channel.
yeah,
It's like trying to apply to different channels, even if they're small, to get people to do stuff. Which is
yep,
um I mean, on my end, I'm the other way around. I believe that I will produce content and people will come and like it, and I will get money out of it. Most of the time, that's what I think. It doesn't mean that it's true,
yeah.
but that's my way of looking at the world. It's like I'm gonna make something cool. People want to come and they're gonna like it, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I'd give you a 5 or whatever." Um,
Yep, that's how it should be, man.
I will I will go ahead and leave you. I'll say thank you again, Jess, thank you again, Relizer. I'm just gonna talk to my chat for a little bit before I close up the whole stream and be ready for the debate I'm gonna have a little bit later on. Okay?
Yeah, hey, good luck, Emmett. I'll be tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Relizer. Thanks so much, Jess, if you're listening, and have a great day.
You too, man. Have a good one.
I let me go to this. To I know another were some people who want to come onto the panel, especially Grumple. The I said that this was going to be this was going to be a closed whole closed panel, so I don't think there's going to be we weren't going to get anybody on. Um, I just there's a reason why I want to do this. The reason is I want to hear them and their side. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean they're correct or incorrect. It just means that I wanted to listen what was their perspective on the whole thing. Um, as you all know, I kind of work directly with Grid, so I don't have a problem with him at all whatsoever. uh, this is at the end of the day, this is my channel, and I can do whatever I want with it. But I don't have a problem with him. Uh, I think the way that he sees it and the way that I saw it is Arwen May started go on, he started go do some shit, and he started responding. And at some point, he might have gotten tips of things that were happening in the background that he thought he could get on up. A big oper with the with the whole information he had or he thought he had uh, on Yes, who was pretty much working directly with Are We Not Men. Um, the what do I think about the whole drama? To be honest, is um, the big problem I see is trying to take advantage of small creators. You come in and you say, I have some kind of I'm a producer. I can help you with X. I can help you with Y, and I'm gonna go ahead and ask you for money, especially because we know that you're not actually making a lot. There was like a lot of there's not much money coming on for small creators, especially when you're starting. Like you need to go on and start doing more and more so that you can get it. The pet flamingo. Oh, you can see my birds. They're right there. These are the ones that usually that can scream sometimes when I'm streaming. So there you go, Grumple. I brought and Marte. I got my birds. You can see them now. Thank you, Grid, for your comment. If you ever wanna come up and talk about this at some point and give you your perspective, you're more than welcome. I'll give you space. Obviously, I will go away because I want to eat something and I need to get something ready for what I'm doing back so that I can get the bait started. And just get ready for it. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming on, Cat. Have you heard the four? Have you heard of the four agreements? No, I haven't. If you wanna expand on that, Abe, would be appreciated. It's a dead issue to you. Yeah, I can see that. Like, I'm an, I don't know. Part of what I like, part of what I wanted with this is like, why should we keep on fighting on it at the end of the day? I don't see the reason, and there's nothing good that's gonna happen. What beers do you have? I have two parakeets. That one is Cloud, and the other one is called. I don't remember the name. I don't remember right now. Get a raid from Marte. Ah, that's awesome. Uh, I don't have anything directly against Are We Not Men at the end of the day. He comes into my channel sometimes, and he can always come into the channel. But yeah, he's never like. At least on my end, I'm never gonna give him a mod position, right? Because why would I? It's a bad idea on my end. That would be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. Yeah, that's a good one, Abe. If anyone wants to, you will come back for Emmet and Kids. Thank you, Gentex. If I will have more of this. I don't have a problem with covering some of the drama and talking about it. Um, I will be exposing people. I don't care. If I know about somebody that is a complete piece of garbage in the community, I will talk about it because I don't care. Okay. Um, you know, and the reason why I don't care, and I will try to get everything ready, and I've tried to like when I talk about how much of a piece of garbage some leftists are, it's because I'll agree with it. I just okay. I just received a tip. I just got a little a donation. Thank you so much for the donation, Grade. We have to talk about that. I want to show you what I could do when it comes to the videos. I will continue to do them. Um, but I will share, like I said, I'm having my company made, so I will share the information for the company, and we can talk about that at some point. I only mod streamers so people I have known for a while. That's a good idea. Cat is my best mod. It's probably true at the end of the day. Your face is a mod. I don't think I have anything else to say about this at all. I don't know if anyone of you have anything to say or they want me to address before I finish this. Um, I think both Mr. Mister and myself were talked directly about how it all started. It pretty much started with Arwin Man, and then it morphed into a big thing. Um, so Corey, you said that you wanted to have the Discord. Contact me if that you actually want to have the Discord and build it up. I can I could probably accept your help in that regard if you really want to. I just don't want to deal with Discord myself. Watch out, Stabby Cat is in the chat. Only for people that piss her off. Yeah, if you piss people off in my if you piss my mods off in my chat, you're gonna get timed out. That's what it is. I did while people were there. I was trying to tell you, but it wouldn't work now at all. Grumple, the whole point about me talking to them, we decided it was going to be a closed panel, and it's going to be the three of us. That's it. Okay, like we can. I can see. Yeah, I can see that as a trigger. I don't think it was bad when it came to the whole thing, right? Everybody has the way of looking at the world in a sense when it comes to feelings, because it is. You're gonna get Steelman. Best listener. I have no idea what the other. Well, this is how I remember it. Is it all happened like EOD came in. He pretty much said about the whole thing. You call out that the stream was boring. She came into the chat, pissed you off, and then you started going further into the whole problem. I can share the video if you want. Like it makes sense. I remember that part, but I remember that it started way before that. Jesus Christ! I never heard that. But if you have a timestamp, we can talk about it. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't know if there's anything live right now, but you know what? I'm gonna just chill myself because at the end of the day. Oh, Marte's on. Oh, he's with Fatty. Do you wanna? Oh no. Yeah, well, you're gonna suffer through that. Oh, Grumple's still alive too. Uh, Steel. Are you gonna fall asleep, Grumple? That is the problem I have. I don't know if you're gonna fall asleep. I don't have anything else to say about it. I think it was pretty meh. Like besides that, I think it was pretty. The whole drama is over proportioned. There's nothing interesting besides what we know already, and it's just people throwing feelings. To sanitize our past live streams, and I don't have. Okay. Oh, Jesus. That sounds delicious, cat. Go to Grumple, have fun in his stream. Tell him stuff. If you want to suffer through Fatty, go to Marte and you suffer through Fatty. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you all with the best song in the sector. Emmet